Yeah, there have been a lot of projects that we've been super proud of through the years actually, but the most recent one was the Google Women's Day Doodle that we did, oh God, it's been a couple of years now. We did it a couple of years ago, and it was just such an honor to be able to do something so important to so many women and that represented so many women, because it's obviously a cause that's really important to us. And we've been, as two young girls in the industry, we've been treated quite differently to how we would like sometimes. So it was really nice to be able to have a platform to represent so many other women. So I think that was probably, one of the most important ones for our career, for sure. My name is Julie Wilkinson and I'm half of Makerie Studio. At Makerie Studio we build showpieces and paper sculptures for anything from window display to photo shoots to, we've even done sculptures for private clients. So we make things for a living. Yeah, so when we start creating a project, we usually start with a brief, typically the client's brief. And from there, depending on how detailed the brief is, we start doing sketches of what we want to build or what the client wants us to build. And from the sketches, we then move on to vector illustrations. So we do actually spend some time in front of the computer, but it's to draw vector artwork of the things we'll eventually build. So we plan everything out digitally first, and then from there we start the cutting process that can either be done by hand or by machine, depending on the level of detail required or the material we're using. And once everything's cut out, we hand assemble it and deliver it. So it sounds simple, but it takes a long time usually. A lot of the clients we first got were from contacts we had with people in the Milan and the Italian advertising industry. So we had a couple of projects of our own that we just put on our portfolio, and we were lucky enough that some people at Vogue actually saw them and liked them and asked us to do an editorial, and then from there the word kind of spread amongst fashion clients. That was the beginning of how we started working in fashion, and I think it was through our first editorial in Vogue that Gucci got in touch with us about doing their international windows 10 years ago, more or less. And that was, I think, the client that changed it all, because it was just, we were in at the deep end. We didn't necessarily know what we were doing at the start, but we had to figure it out as we went along. And it really gave us such a good base for all the other projects after that, because we learnt so much on that, and we had to build pieces that were gigantic and ship them all around the world. And it was a very steep learning curve, but it taught us so much of what we use today.